put a tester raise in?
No, I shouldn't think so. Jack Queen, you just want to be cool in this. You got some value.
Yeah, so it's only 6,000.
Yeah.
Call.
24, 30,000 in the pot.
1 king and the queens and the jacks are Alexander's cards right now to win this pot with. He's got to make a full house. And he's made, that's the right king for Gavin Alexander. Charalambous will be a bit gutted here.
Oh dear. I can't believe you called the king of spades. It's unreal.
$25,000.
Wow.
25,000.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That was winning until then.
Pass.
No smiles in front.
Yeah, Charalambous
Open-ended straight flush.
hoping to get...
Don't worry if the king of spades comes.
Yeah.
Then you do your money.
Absolutely.
Jesse worked that one out 10 minutes ago.
It was a bit unfortunate there. Look at that hand again. When the turn card comes, Charalambous has made a straight. Alexander has a couple of ways to make a full house. He made one of them. Kings full of queens beats a straight. It seems like if the minimum raise is working, and right now at this table it is, guys aren't calling, then it's a cheaper way to pick up the pot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pass.
I feel like if the minimum
Call.
raise is working, there's an excuse to do it every single time.
Check.
People play the button like it's a live blind anyway. Charalambous sort of a message that he's looking to play flops with
15.
the cell. Playing this hand.
See, if I was in this spot now, I know for a fact he ain't hit the ace. But you'd put him on second or third pair and maybe a draw. So you might want to put the 15 in, hoping to bluff him on the next one, and all of a sudden you can nick 35,000 off of him.
Pass.
That's a very good thought, really, isn't it? And I mean, if he had an ace, you're saying he either would have raised before the flop, or if he's trapping, he would have checked the flop.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, don't...
The one thing he couldn't do with an ace was limp and bet.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right, Jesse. That's what you know, we keep saying it. This game is really logical if you take the time and work things out.
I hadn't even thought about it. I tell you, I mean, now that you mentioned it, but it is. You always got to be thinking, don't you?
Yeah.
Even if you have nothing, you first have to put
Pass.
the guy on what he's got, don't you?
Yeah. Well, you know, 2 and 3-handed, you
Pass.
win most of your chips with nothing.
This game circling around.
So you get the impression that you know,
It's very, I'll tell you what.
you're going to wait
I'll get
until
none
you
of
get a
that, bring
match
down
up
my
before
children's
we get
most
a
peaceful
lump
thing
of
I've ever
chips
done.
go into the middle.
It does seem like that right now. If nobody ever picks up anything, at this stage right now, it looks like Charalambous is the most aggressive, just by a smidgen. But you know, over the course of 30 or 40 hands, that
Yeah.
can.
I think
add
if he
up.
had another 80, 90,000 chips, then we'd definitely see it, wouldn't we? But we thought this of Barrow earlier, and he just slowed right down.
Well, he did. Well, I mean, Barrow is doing so many things similar to the way Andy Pyra played last week. It's not even funny, you know. Ran over the table, and then decided he didn't want to run over the table anymore, which, you know. Look
Raise
at this.
20 more.
A limp in by Gavin with a king-10 suited and a big raise by Charalambous with nothing.
Cool.
Now,
Call.
Alexander thought he was trapping. Does he think now that he might be trailing?
Yeah, of course. You know, he's got the momentum with him. So whatever the flop, unless Alexander hits the flop straight on the nose, this other guy can bet him off it.
Yeah, Charalambous wants to see an ace, I think. Holy
He'll have trouble getting him off this.
Toledo.
This is exactly what you'd want.
This is dire for Alexander.
20,000.
You imagine?
20 to call.
All in.
Yeah, he's got to go all in.
Raise all in.
Yeah. There's one hand that Alexander can't put Charalambous on. It's a 3-6. He might put him on a set, or a
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
But more than
Not a
likely
4-5.
more than likely an overpair, huh?
Can't put him on 4-5, Jesse, when he re-raised him.
It looks most like an overpair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Somewhere between
That's,
sevens and
50,
anythings.
60,
Well,
70,
yeah, a bit
78,
bigger.
More.
If he puts him on 7s, 8s or 9s, then he's got a call. But
Right.
if he thinks he's got a bigger pair, or he might even put him on the ace, bit of diamonds, Jesse. You know, he could have ace queen
Oh,
of
right.
diamonds, and then he don't want to be calling for anything.
That'd be the worst. It's a pretty bad situation for Alexander in that he's only got diamonds to win. You think he's capable of folding these?
Yeah, of course.
78,000 more. He can call and lose, Ian, and still have 200,000.
No, I think if he calls and loses, he gets a bit less than that. He's already got 50 in,
Oh, right you are. Right you are.
so he's down to 238. You know, he'd be on 160. That'd be this would put Charles Lambros in the chip lead if he calls and loses.
Obviously, if he calls and wins, you'd fancy it's over.
Oh, cool.
Man,
Call.
what a call.
On the backs.
I need to pull one.
What did he say then?
He said, I need to pull one.
All right.
He needs to pull more than one if it's a king or 10. And the one is a diamond. Alexander, not really saying anything, but clearly he's surprised to see the 3-6. It's Charalambos all in. 2 pair against the flush draw. And that's a great card for Charalambos. Only a diamond, and not the 3 of diamonds neither.
No,
And wow.
that's the 2 pairs held up there. You know what would be exciting with TV, Jesse? If when it come to the all-ins, you should, whoever does the calling, they should have to say what they think the other guy's got.
That's true.
Hey,
The secret of that pot getting so big, Ian, was Charalambos sticking in a very unorthodox raise-in before the flop.
with a 6-3.
Just sometimes you could make that kind of move at the right time, and
Yeah. Fantastic timing, wasn't
yeah.
it?
You've got to have the metal to take a player out if you're going to make those kind of moves.
70.
And Phil Hellmuth has just that.
Okay, how do you take out a player at the table? Let me tell you something. If you think I'm going to take that player out, that's not so good for you, trust me. And if you think this is the weakest player at the table, that's not so good for you because you're not giving that player respect. You have to somehow be able to take this player out without, kind of without disrespecting him. You have to somehow say, okay, yes, I'm better than he is, but if I press that edge, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Let me see what his weaknesses are. If he's playing too aggressively, you can kind of set a trap for him. Or if he's playing too passively, you can kind of raise him a lot. See what his weaknesses are and use them against him.
Welcome back to the PartyPoker.com European Open 3. We're three-handed and the action is tightened up. Who will have the bottle to break away and get a shot at the $125,000 prize? We go over to our commentators.
You'll know why. It's the new white ones.
John Charalambos, who was an afterthought
Small blinds.
for most of the game and part of the 3-handed, is now the chip leader. And Ian looking like the best player right now in some ways.
Well, they've all had their fair share at having a go. I'm looking forward to see how he's going to play now with a few chips under his belt.
Also be interesting to see how Gavin Alexander responds to the
Yeah.
setback.
And what generally happens, that they look to get their chips back straight away, Jesse. When you just lose a big
Price
pot,
20 in total.
you tend to overplay the next few hands. Oh, he's up against ace-9 here, so
Perfect
Call.
spot for Barrow.
yeah, he doesn't know, but we'd like to see an ace come here.
Flat call there for LaSalle.
No ace.
No, the 9 plays.
Well, he'll be checking, we know. There you
Check. Check.
Saw these guys check down a pot earlier.
go. I think if Lascelles checks here, Gavin's definitely
Check.
going to bet.